Alright folks, try to make this short and sweet, but what I want to talk about here is just that in the world today there needs to be more kindness and acceptance and just respect for, humanity, that we're all in this together, so we need to try to help each other out. And with that, I've talked about most of that in my videos on self-actualization, which there's not too many people who watch those. I'm not overly concerned with that, just for me to be able to get on camera and to kind of express some of my own personal opinions about what's important, what people need to work on in order to grow and to get the most out of life. That helps me out, so hopefully it helps out other people who watch the videos. But moving on, I think in the world of business, with the economy, the state the economy's in right now, it's pretty discouraging for people who are looking for jobs. I know in Michigan the automotive industry took a huge crap and it hasn't really completely recovered yet. And around the country there's a lot of similar situations in states where the part of a big source of that state's industry is gone now. And so yeah, there's a lot of people that are competing for decent full-time jobs with benefits, and then you get these ads on Career Builder, Monster.com, or any of those other job sites where these companies come up with these catchy phrases like entertainment advertising or sports marketing or anything along those lines that are going to try to lure people in. And what they're doing is they're taking advantage of people who really want a job, whether they're just entering the job market or they've been out of the job market, or they've been out of a job for a while and they're in need of a job again. And sometimes you get kind of silly and desperate when that's the situation, but just realize that there's these companies, like I was saying, that they'll lure you in with these catchy phrases, and what they're really going to have you do is commission sales where you're not guaranteed any sort of a wage. And but they're not going to tell you that from the get-go. You'll go through an interview and then they'll have you do a second interview where you're either going door to door or business to business trying to sell whatever bullshit product they're trying to market. And that's not the case all the time, but most of the time it's not something that most people are interested in buying. That's why they do door to door, business to business advertising, is because there's not really any media or news outlet for it. People are going to be like, oh, that's not really something I need anyways. So keeping that in mind though, just people have to be aware of those kinds of companies. And another big one really for women more so than men is, and it's not necessarily online, but people will be like, well, you're so pretty, you should come in for a photo shoot sometime. And it's the same kind of thing, where they're probably going to try to have you sell some sort of a stupid product for them that people really aren't interested in, either door to door in different neighborhoods or business to business. And most businesses, they'll have a sign on their front door, that says no soliciting, and they have that because they don't, they're respectable business. Most of the time they're respectable businesses, and they don't appreciate those kind of practices where you're wasting their time and in most cases, it's not fair to say in all cases, but in most cases you're wasting these people's time that have applied to qualified to a position in your company, have invested their time, and you get them out and they're trying to sell some crappy product that most people aren't going to be interested in. So this is something to keep in mind, and that's just a minor grievance as far as, you know, the workforce goes. I mean, there's more to it than that, but I think that's a pretty good example of showing kindness and acceptance, and realizing, you know, that you should try to help people out in need instead of trying to exploit that and take advantage of it, which unfortunately, you know, the general attitude of, you know, material, monetary possessions are come before everything else. A lot of times that wins out, and it sucks for everybody else, because I think there's a lot of good in the world, but a lot of times people don't speak up, and you know, so bottom line is I think more people need to work together and join in the fight to beat the bastards, and not let the people behind the scenes run everything, and not depend on government so much that it just keeps creating more and more corruption. So with that, I'll catch you all later. Peace out.